I am genuinely so excited to bring you guys today's deck list because it is a deck that I think is one of the most exciting, craziest lists that I put together in a very long time. And we're talking about SULTAI Reanimation. Cue the intro. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel today, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are talking about SULTAI Reanimation, and man, I'm genuinely, like I said in the intro, very much genuinely excited to talk about this because it's a list I've been putting together for about 2 weeks now, and boy did it come together. Before we jump into this and break this thing down, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I just ask if you take one moment to do so. It's a free way to help support this channel, and if you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified whenever we post a video, which is 3 times a week. And let's just jump into it because I have a lot to talk about because we're doing things like turn 4 coma with lifelink and whatnot. So let's jump into this and talk about it. So the idea behind this deck: Ashiok, Sculptor of Fears, a card nobody plays. It needs more love. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. In the grand scheme of things, it's a bad planeswalker, but if built around correctly, can do some really insane things. Ashiok basically is trying to not only fill our graveyard, but fill our opponent's graveyard with its plus loyalty, and we get into a little bit of card draw off of it, which is nice. But the -5 here is really what we want to focus on, is we actually can put a creature card from any graveyard onto the battlefield under our control, which is really good, especially if we're talking about, like I said, reanimator lists. And that's what this is all about. It has a really cool ultimate where you -11 to gain control all creatures on the board, but most of the time we're not trying to ultimate this card. It would be pretty sweet if we did, but how do we get this to work when it's when it's a 6-drop and it comes in with 4 loyalty and we can't even minus right away? Well, Vorinclex, obviously. Vorinclex is going to be that card that's going to allow us to come in with double loyalty counters. So this can actually come in with 8 loyalty counters, and then it pluses 2, which in turn with Vorinclex would plus 4. So now we're sitting at 12 loyalty in 1 turn. So this Ashiok can get really busted really quickly when it's paired right with Vorinclex. So how do we get Vorinclex down with Ashiok's Sculptor of Fears? Well, let's start from the beginning. We have a little bit of ramp on turn 2 with Wolfwillowhaven, right? That's the ideal turn, is to ramp into Wolfwillowhaven on turn 2, which on turn 3, we drop our land and we go for Thirst of Meaning. Thirst of Meaning is going to be our way to cycle away our creatures from our hand. We draw into 3 cards, then we discard 2, right? So hopefully drawing into, or we already have a Vorinclex or one of these big monsters in hand, we discard them to the graveyard on turn 3, right? Which would be ideal. And then we could cast the following turn an Unbreakable Bond, which brings back one of our creatures with a lifelink counter on it, which would be our Vorinclex, right? So turn 5, Vorinclex, technically turn 4 because we've ramped, which is great. So Vorinclex out on turn 4, and then we go right into our Ashiok. So that would be the most ideal circumstance, which that kind of scenario happens a lot more than you would think, especially maybe not with just Vorinclex, but we have other creatures like Massacre Worm that we could hit, that we could put a lifelink counter on. We also have 2 Coma Cosmos Serpents, which can easily overrun and win a game. What's nice too is you get the lifelink counter on these creatures, so Heartless Act cannot hit it, which is great. We also have 2 other ways to get back our creatures from the graveyard. It's another 5-drop spell that gets us back a creature from our graveyard. We can also foretell it to get it for 1 turn cheaper, which is really great. We also have Shadow's Verdict, which is going to help us clear off our opponent's side of the board. We do ramp a little bit with the Wolfwillowhaven, so we can get this out a little bit early and hopefully shut down any sort of aggressive deck, mono white, whatever it may be, mono red. We also run Titan's Nest, another big engine piece of the deck, because not only does it feed into our graveyard, we can use that graveyard to ramp into our bigger spells. And then of course we have Binding of the Titans, another way to not only mill some cards into our graveyards, into our opponent's graveyards, to hopefully fetch back with Ashiok if we hit something cool, but it also allows us to continue hitting our land drops, which is great. and then potentially gain a little bit of life. And then of course we have 2 Bala Ged recoveries. This is a land, but for the most part, but we will be using that sorcery side to return cards from our graveyard to our hand. Those cards being, you know, our reanimation spells or Ashioks. Man, that was a lot to get through, but I try to get through it quickly. But that's the idea behind the deck, the reanimation. Be sure to stick around. I'm telling you, this gameplay is crazy. We run through the ladder very, very fast. We did take a couple losses because we had a bunch of games, but man, were they some really interesting and fun games. Stick around. We do some busted things with this deck. Before I leave, though, if you're not already if you don't already know about it, we do have memberships on this channel, and I wanted to just let you guys all know up front. If you want to join, you can become a member today to help support the channel. That'd be great. If you hit that little join button next to the subscribe button, it'll give you all the details on all the exclusive access and content you get with becoming a member, and I'd really appreciate that. But let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay footage, and we'll see you guys back here at the end for some final thoughts. Peace. All right, we got a fun one for you today. I'm really excited about this one because I made a promise to the stream on Wednesday that I would try my best to get this deck up and running for today's video, and I think we pulled it off, so I'm really excited. SULTAI reanimation, baby. A little bit of jank, but a lot of fun. A lot of fun. A sprinkle of jank with a big dash of fun. All right, we got Shadow's Verdict in the opening hand, which is the reason I kept this. And if I sound like I'm slurring a little bit right now, it's because I just had a bunch of ice in my mouth and my mouth is numb. I'm drinking my drink here, so my apologies. All right, let's go ahead and get that Titan's Nest going. Seems pretty good to me. Dude, Titan's Nest is gonna be the missing link of this deck. I kind of had this thing to a point where it was functional and it was still a lot of fun, but we were getting beat. We were way too slow. We didn't have the proper tools in here, so I'm glad we figured it out. I'm glad we got the right cards in here. Back for more was definitely the wrong choice for us. That really hurt what we were trying to do with the deck. Graveyard. That's tough because we don't have a great answer for that, if I'm being completely honest. Shadow's Verdict does nothing for us against that. Let's go green. I guess we play this, and then it does kind of take the attention off of my life total for now. We do eat up the recovery from the graveyard, which is fine. All right, we got some good stuff in our graveyard. Ooh, they're running Murderous Riders. Let's hope they don't have one of those. Looks like they might not. All right, they do know their Questing Beast hits my Planeswalker regardless. A lot of people make the mistake and just don't know, and they just attack my Planeswalker anyways. So that's a little unfortunate, but that'll do. That's not a bad creature to find there. All right, let's go for green. Get the Vorinclex down. Ashiok now triggers, and we get double loyalties. Ooh, I can get another one back with a lifelink counter on it, and plus I can block, and we could do the same thing. Either way, things are going really smooth right now. This is good. I know they got a Questing Beast out here, which is unfortunate for us, but we're holding our own here. We're holding our own. That comes in with half loyalty. Vorinclex doing the thing. Oh no, I was doing so good. I really wanted to see how this was going to pan out. I wanted to see our deck actually perform with Ashiok, the Vorinclex combo. That's what it's all about, man. GG. I think that might have been a shame scoop on our opponent's part. I don't think they realized that when they played that Garuk, it was going to come in with half loyalty, and I think they just quit out of frustration there. It wasn't a bad, Planeswalker still. They still could have generated the dogs. I think what they were trying to do though is they were going to kill my Vorinclex and draw a card. I think that's why they were upset, because they couldn't actually -3 there. But they still could have generated those dogs and put some bodies in front of the Vorinclex. But I don't know. I can't get in the mind of my opponent, but it seemed like an early concede. I think that it's just because they were a little upset with themselves. All right, Shadow's Verdict. Gonna be very, very important here in this matchup. Got to get to it quickly. Just need two more lands. So we got the Triome, and then we'll throw down a Black Source, and then boom, bada bing, bada boom. We got a Shadow's Verdict, which means no Winota for you. All right, they're gonna pass up on the boast ability, which good for us, I guess. What's great is the Verdict plays around the dog if they have it, so not too worried about that. We do need 2 Black Sources to play the Verdict, so that's why we went Triome first. I guess we could have probably held the Triome and just went with these 2, but yeah, that's probably a mistake. We probably should have cycled away the Triome because we have a lot of land. We have a lot of land. Big mistake there. I feel like too, once we clear this board of all these creatures, I was gonna say they're gonna rebuild pretty quickly, it looks like. So I'm glad we just top decked another Verdict. That's good for us. Good for us. Not so good for the opponent. What's their 4-mana play here? Hopefully it's two drops, and then the Verdict comes down again. That would be great. There's a 2-drop. Got another one? No other 2-drop, huh? Just a Verdict in the grave. If it's Winota, I'm gonna really regret this next play, but I think I can get more with the Verdict. I really do. So I'm gonna go here, get me a card, get some stuff in the graveyard. I have a way to bring things back, so 2 Titan's Nests. Kind of needed those in the hand, not the graveyard. At least though, it kind of maybe takes the pressure off the life total here. They're gonna want to hit that Ashiok, I'm assuming. We'll see. There's an Apparition in the graveyard. I could steal that. Ooh, now they can kill the Ashiok. Yikes. I was hoping to steal that Apparition. That would have been really nice. Shadow's Verdict not as good anymore. I kind of need to play this because I need to find something I can bring back, right? Kind of important. So if I play this, I can still play this. All right, bet. Let's do this. See what we hit. Ooh, Massacre Worm. Not bad, not bad. We play that now. Maybe kills the Rimrock Knight. And it's a good body to block the Blade Historian. Sure. We'll do that. Alright, Rimrock Knight down. Sorry, I can't beat these allergies, man. Living in Arizona, 117 out right now. Dust is flying everywhere. It's just no matter how many freaking pills I take, it doesn't even matter. Alright, so if we Shadow's Verdict, again, that Apparition goes, and then we get back the 2/2 creature, which can help block too. Blade Historian can't do anything here because our worm is too big, even with double strike. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is even better. We're crushing now. We've got this deck dialed in. We are crushing. There's a scoop. We knew it was coming. We were pretty dominant that game. Let's freaking go, man. We are cruising. This may be my favorite deck in a long time. I mean, if things keep going this way, at least. We had one pregame that you guys didn't even see where we smoked rogues too, so we're actually 3-0 right now today with this deck, with all the changes we made. Wolfville Haven into Thirst for Meaning seems pretty strong to me. We've got everything we need at this hand. I know it looks maybe a little shaky, but this hand's actually not bad. We got the Haven to get us to the Meaning. The Meaning can hopefully draw us into something good that we can discard. Let's go here. Eye Twitch, interesting. So there's going to be a lot of pests in this game, which means Shadow's Verdict is going to be very, very clutch. So is the Worm. The Worm would be really nice. All right, let's do it. I know it's an instant speed card, but let's just do it now. Ooh, perfect. Discard you and you. All right, we got the Unbreakable Bond. About to have ourselves a coma party. Let's do it. See if they got an answer. Let's force them to have it, baby. It's going to be tough to have it because a lot of people run Heartless Act, right, as their main removal source. And we get a lifelink counter on this, so good luck. Oh my god. Yo, this deck is supposed to be kind of like a setup deck and a combo-ish deck, but people aren't even letting us do anything. They see the writing on the wall early and they're just dipping out. Crazy. They must have had Heartless Act, though. I don't blame them. Yeah, I think they had the Heartless Act. I think they had the Heartless Act. They held priority there for a second, and then they kind of looked around, and I think they realized, oh, that lifelink counter is something crazy. So unfortunate for them. This is interesting first hand. I have a Thirst for Meaning, which gets rid of the Vorinclex, can bring it back, but I need to hit that third land. Will we do it? Find out. Stay tuned. We did in fact hit it. Let's go. And we have all the colors. So we got black, green. Perfect. Perfect. Hopefully we draw into a Coma. With this, I hope we draw into a Coma and a Shadow's Verdict. That would be the most ideal. I guess we could foretell one of these. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. We're gonna need that Shadow's Verdict though, like yesterday. So come on, Thirst of Meaning. Holy cow, they're going pretty quick. Thank goodness none of these are like crazy big, but yeah, if we don't find that verdict, we're toast. All right, let's go. Get these cards going. Yes! Oh my god, we drew both of them. That's what I'm talking about, man. Oh my gosh, that's so clutch. That's so clutch. We can play the Return Upon Tide 2 next turn. Oh! Feels so good. Feels so good. We're definitely going to play the Coma because it's potentially going to give us a couple of different blockers, right? Which can get in front of some stuff. Another Shadow's Verdict. Just for good measure. That Shadow's Verdict is going to be GG's essentially for our opponent here. If they, yeah, I mean, what could they have for this Coma? Instant speed, nothing, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're in trouble, man. They are in trouble. Shadow's Verdict next turn. Should see the scoop. If we don't, that's fine. I'm more than happy to play this game out because I think we just turned the tables on our opponent here. A turn 4 Coma is pretty nice. All right, we'll do this and this, and then we'll go indestructible if we have to, but we shouldn't have to, I don't think. They're probably going to sack their own Selfless Savior here just to save their Outside's bounty, right? That's their big plan. Okay, they're going to save their Bone Crusher too, so they're going to kill both their dogs. So I take 1 damage here, I guess, just to gain 5. Whoa, what are they doing? What in the world did they do that for? I'm confused. That was weird. That was very strange. Alright. I just sometimes, man, my opponent does things and then I'm like, do I deserve to like beat them? I think we were going to beat them either way, but like, I don't want to see them make silly mistakes like that. They could have gained 5 life there. All right, I can't imagine they have hasty creatures. They might actually have hasty creatures. They could have a Robber of the Rich. Let's just hold off on attacking for 1 more turn. And next turn we can play the Unbreakable Bond and come in hasty with the lifelink 6/6 Vorinclex. I think that's pretty good. All right, that doesn't hit anything. Plus I have another Shadow's Verdict, so. All right, let's do it. Unbreakable Bond. They're not gonna like this. They're not gonna like that. And we're just getting serpents for days. And we're back at 11. Wow. 14 to 11. Looking juicy. Got a Titan's Nest too, just for good measure, but we're not gonna get a chance to even play this. Man, we are frying right now, guys. Like, we are going through the ladder so quick right now. Let's go to diamond. Let's take this sucker to diamond. Winota. Again, I have 2 blockers though, so no matter what they hit here, we're good. I guess an Haktos could be bad because it gets protection, right? So we might take 6 here. Or not. Pretty easy block. Nothing happens here. Alright, my turn. I don't know what they do here. I would assume they're gonna scoop, but maybe not. Maybe they have a big grand plan. I don't know. Maybe they run Shadow the Sky, or maybe they run Doomscar. Who knows? But even then, Coma survives, and then we just start the vicious cycle again. Yeah, that's a wrap. All right, I figured as much. That 6/6 lifelink Vorinclex, that's enough to do you in, you know what I'm saying? And then plus they don't get the counters with the Luminarch Aspirant, so feels bad. Man, we are cruising right now. I really want to get that Ashiok in play though. I want to get the Ashiok into play, and maybe even get close to like an ultimate just to kind of show you guys what it can do. But all right, we got a Thirst for Meaning into a Vorinclex drop off into an Unbreakable Bond. I mean, the hands just can't get any better than this. They just can't get any better than this. I'm so happy CGB dropped that video today with the what was it? The Grixis Reanimator. It really gave me a bunch of ideas for this deck, man, and it really helped a lot. It inspired me to throw in the Unbreakable Bond over the Back for More. I think that was a huge piece. Let's go blue. We'll hold the Thirst for Meaning, and then next turn we Unbreakable Bond back in the Vorinclex, which is going to gain a 6 life immediately. Looks like they're running mono red, so there's no way they're going to be able to deal with it. I guess Gruul too. I guess Gruul doesn't really do very good against removing things that are 6/6. All right, both of these can go. All right, here we go. Let the pain commence. Let the pain commence, my friends. Like, how do you stop this? How do you stop what I'm trying to do with this deck? I just don't know. I guess getting underneath and going extremely fast is one way to deal with it, but even then, it's like I have answers for mostly everything. I love it. I love it. All right, let's go ahead and play Thirst for Meaning this next go around. They didn't even play their Bone Crusher Giant to block. That seems weird. Okay, they're gonna bring out a 6/6 themselves. Fair enough. If they want to make that trade, I will happily make that trade. Ooh, the Massacre Worm though. Yeah, we could drop that off, sure. A Massacre Worm with a lifelink counter, even better. So let's do that. Let's drop that off, and then I guess one Shadow's Verdict. All right, let's do this first, because what it's gonna do is gonna make that Beanstalk Giant a 4/4, which means my Vorinclex gets right through and it doesn't die. Boom, boom. GG's. They didn't even block though. I mean, they could have blocked and potentially saved them. Oh no, that would have dealt 2 damage anyways. 2 damage from the Beanstalk Giant dying, and then 2 gets through, so that's a GG. Well, I think it's safe to say that this is a pretty good craft if you guys want to have some fun on the ladder. I wasn't sure about it because we had some really, you know, some janky things in here, but it's playing out pretty well. It's playing out fairly decent. We could drop the Recovery actually as a land here, because we have the Ashiok in hand, which is really the only thing we would want to bring back with it. So let's go and drop that in there. Actually, we would want to bring back reanimation spells too, but oh, cycling. How do we fare against cycling? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We don't have an answer for Zenith Flare, right? So that's tough. Oh, they must have just top decked that because they had a white source to play it last turn. Oof. Okay, we're in we're in an interesting matchup now. Very interesting. What do we do with this? I guess we have Shadow's Verdict, which is really nice. We have a Worm, which is also really nice. But we are going to take a little bit of a beat down here on the next turn or two. Yeah, probably 2 turns. Yikes. Okay. Interesting. I don't know how we fare against this matchup. This might actually be our toughest matchup. I'm like looking at it from a couple different angles here, and I'm like, yeah, I just don't think, don't know if we quite have the tools for it. That Zenith Flare really scares me. All right, we can either get rid of Titan's Nest or we can get rid of 2 cards. Let's go ahead and get rid of 2 cards. Let's get rid of you, and I suppose you can go. All right, Titan's Nest it is. Hopefully Titan's Nest can find us a reanimation spell. If not, though, we can play the Ashiok next turn, which is cool, but not really that cool. Might have to play the Shadow's Verdict on 1 Fox, but it looks like they didn't cycle here, which means they plan on playing... Oh, a Zenith Flare. Okay. Yeah, I think we just lose this matchup. This is a tough one for us. Very, very tough. Well, we have no other choice, do we? Verdict it is. Hopefully we hit a couple things in their graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's still 5. So I'm guessing another Zenith Flare has my name written all over it here. Right? Oh no, they don't have it yet. Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. I mean, if we find the... Oh, no, there it is. Okay. They're just slow rolling it. If I could have found my lifelink, you know, Unbreakable Bond, could have made it a game. Could have got some life gain back, but... Oh well, I guess that's the one matchup we don't really fare against, do we? Alright, well, it turns out Zenith Flare is going to be our mortal enemy. Good to know. We'll put that one in a notebook. We'll jot that one down. Oh man, we got whooped there. That's a tough matchup. That's crazy. We got a really good starting hand here. We got Shadow's Verdict, so we can keep. Thirst for Meaning gets rid of the Vorinclex. Alright, up against someone who's playing no companion, so that's good news. Probably not cycling. Alright, let's get the Triumph down, of course. Easy peasy. Alright, Stamir. Damir. Let's see what they're playing. The good news is we got Binding of the Titans, so it does give us a little bit of an insight to what our opponent's trying to do here. Oh, never mind. It's not. It's not doing that. Okay, opponent's running Negates. That's annoying, but whatever. What's great about this Thirst for Meaning is that we don't discard before we draw. We actually draw before we discard, so even if it gets countered, we get a little bit of value there, so that's good. Alright, that can go, that can go. Wolfwillow Haven. We play that, and then we can play the Thirst for Meaning again. Hopefully hitting something better than another Thirst for Meaning. Hopefully hitting something that can get back our Vorinclex to the battlefield, because I would love, love, love to see our Vorinclex back on the field. And then maybe top deck an Ashiok. That would be great. That would be what we call the dream scenario. Maze Mind Tome, okay. So this is very, very much a control list. So expect removal spells, of course. So Coma may not be as good as it can be. Alright, that's not bad. Alright, we, sure, we'll just discard that. There's nothing really else I want to discard, so let's just go for the Wolfwillow Haven there. Alright, we got the, got the tools to bring back our Vorinclex, but will it survive without having a lifelink counter on it? It's tough, man. It's probably not going to survive, because I would assume they have Heartless Act. Like, I mean, it's pretty standard. Pretty standard. Alright, well, that's also something they can do. That's annoying. Our opponent is down to 3 cards, though. So that's really nice, but that Tome obviously can draw him a card every turn, too. Opponent just being kind of annoying, I can't lie. kind of annoying. Let's play this, that way we can get a lot of mana value here. All right, they let it resolve. Interesting. Let's do it for you. And I think I want to play this. We can get back the Vorinclex from the graveyard this way, which is really great. Okay. And we can still play the Thirst for Meaning, which is great. We've got so much fuel in our graveyard now. We could have played Ashiok even, but I'm worried about counter magic. All right, they got a full hand now too. Yikes. All right, we will throw away you. All right, now we get to look at the top card of our deck, which I love. This is a really good part of our strategy against control lists. I kind of want to keep that just in case our other one dies here, right? Let's keep it. All right, we get to exile some stuff. You and you for sure. So they're running Disdainful Stroke, we got to remember, and they are running Negate, which both both are annoying. Let's get some mana here. If we don't do it this way, unfortunately, they will tap all. Oh, did I just throw away an Ashiok? That was an accident. Unfortunately, if we don't do it this way, our auto tapper will screw us over. So I'm okay if they counter this. I obviously have another one. Yep, there's the Disdainful Stroke. We knew that was coming, right? I don't even think they know what that card does. I think they're just threatened by the fact that it's a Planeswalker, right? There's for Meaning. I guess that's good enough. I kind of like the other stuff that's in our graveyard. It may come down to us needing to pull one of those things back. So, all right, and then they got a Negate as well. Sure, why not? Let's just cycle this away. See what we get out the top here. More land. More land. Hey, we made him waste another Disdainful Stroke and Negate. So we're four counter spells deep. 4 deep right now. So the odds of them having more at this point in the game, pretty slim. All right, that can stay in the library because we need to bring back the Vorinclex. I guess we bring this back to cycle it away, right? Let's just play this outright. We don't really want to exile too many more things from our graveyard that we have in there currently. That's a big hit. The fact that that resolved was pretty huge. Is it gonna get damage through? Wow, okay. Looking good. Looking good. I can cycle away the Triome for 3. Oh wow, they're going deep into the deck here. Let's see what they got. The question becomes, do they hold back the Shark and try to tag team the Vorinclex with the Faceless Haven? That's something they could do as far as blocks go to kill it. This is a weird matchup. I don't really like playing against this deck here. 3 to the top. Big yikes. Okay, well, they're gaining 4 life too with this Scry here. So if I top deck something, right, what could I possibly top deck at instant speed for 4? Because I guess I could top deck a Thirst for Meaning, right? Highly unlikely, but it is possible. So what we're going to end up doing here is we are going to use Titan's Nest here for at least 2 of the 3 to cycle. All right, they still haven't activated that Faceless Haven, which I'm very fortunate. All right, 1, 2. Oh, sick! It didn't even actually use the 2 to cycle. That's odd. Okay, I thought that would work, but apparently not. All right, that can go to the graveyard. We have one in hand. All right, we got a recovery. Nice. Let's see if this gets countered. The only thing that can counter this is negate. The Disdainful Stroke does not work. It does actually work against the Ashiok itself, though. What's great about this, too, is it's going to come in with crazy loyalty here. Coming in with 8 loyalty, plussing for 4. Good luck dealing with that. Heartless Act. Little late on that. Little late on that. I got almost all value out of that one with the 12 loyalty. So they have no creatures though, so there's nothing I can take in effect there. But look at all my creature choices, man. The Ashiok's about to start going off for us, unless of course they have Blood Chief's Thirst, which is very likely, very likely that they do have that. But I'd really like to get an Unbreakable Bond, man, out of the graveyard, because we could really use the life gain, but man, Ashiok's about to pop off. I really don't know why they haven't been activating that Faceless Haven. That seems like a big mistake on their part. They could have been getting in for 4 this whole time. Verdict, graveyard. Let's go, baby. Okay. First things first. I want them to use their mana, right? So I don't get countered here. So do I do this first? I'm going to give them every chance to use up their mana before I cast this Unbreakable Bond, because that Unbreakable Bond is going to be our key to victory here, right? Okay, so they don't counter that. Well, let's see if they play anything to try to kill this. Hopefully they play some sort of kill spell on this or whatever it may be. Lockmere Serpent. Okay, it's a 7/7. That's tough. That's tough. That's unfortunate. Did not expect that. But hey, guess what? Mana consumption used. That's all I needed. So now we get back a Coma with a lifelink counter on it, baby. And that's going to be hard to kill with the Heartless Act. There's no other kill spell that they've shown so far other than Heartless Act. And then on top of that, we got around any sort of counter magic, which is great. Coma itself can't be countered, but the Unbreakable Bond unfortunately can. Can't kill it. Can't kill me. Oh, baby, baby, baby. Let's go. Let's go. We can actually block. We can't block the Serpent if they actually make it unblockable, but that's fine if we keep gaining life with the Coma here. Ooh, that's not good. They can actually bounce the Coma back to my hand and make me exile it. That's so dumb. Oh no, that's so dumb. All right, well. Unfortunate, man. I was so excited. I was so excited. I really thought I had it all figured out, but there goes our Coma. Ooh, okay, well. Well, what to do now? Hope we top deck something juicy. 2 Unbreakable Bonds down. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. That can go graveyard. Well, that's unfortunate. Heartless Act. No way, man. I cannot believe our opponent had the Ashiok. That's game. That's game. Dang, I really didn't want to end it like that, but looks like that's gonna have to be it for today's video. Shoot! That's so unfortunate. That's okay though. We had a really stellar run with this deck. We had a lot of wins, climbed the ladder very quickly, and I really enjoyed playing it. One of my favorites in a long time. So let's go ahead and break this thing down. That's gonna do it for today's gameplay footage. I hope you all enjoyed this video. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to make, because man, it has standard been getting a little stale for me, and it's always fun when you find something new that works so well. But yeah, this deck, when I first started it, I had some other cards in here, and it wasn't working so great. But man, we made a couple of changes to try to curve out a little bit easier, and that's all it took, man. A little bit of better curve, and you got yourself some seriously dangerous combos. And we picked up a lot of really big wins with this deck, so really enjoyed it. Not so much against Zenith Flare. I think Zenith Flare is really our Achilles heel with this deck, but everything else we matched up pretty well against. That Dimir control deck did beat us, but they were running an absurd amount of counter magic that just so happened to work really well against us, like Negates and Disdainful Strokes. Those two spells alone don't typically work against most decks, especially in best of one, but of course they ran into us, which kind of eats our deck up for lunch. But that's it, man. I'm not going to go ahead and dive into this too much. I'm not going to tell you guys, oh, this needs to be changed or this needs to be taken out. I like this deck a lot. Where it's at, I'm enjoying this. I'm going to continue playing it. It's going to be a deck I'm going to have on my list for a while. And if you have any thoughts or ideas about how to make this deck better, please leave them in the comments below. I would really appreciate that a lot. And yeah, that's going to do it, man. I want to give you all a quick huge thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. It helps a lot with the algorithm, so thank you for helping our videos and getting our channel growing. And if you also are a member of this channel, thank you especially. I can't say enough about you guys who are members. I really can't. Your name should be on the screen right about now, but thank you. I wish I could do more for you guys. Hope you're enjoying the exclusive content. When the new sets come out, obviously we're going to get some new pack openings for you guys, so you guys can watch those. But if you want to become a member, check it out down below in the join button. There's also a link in the description. But I'll leave that there for the rest of you guys, and we'll close it up. And then we'll see you guys back here on Monday for another video. We're gonna get back to work and hopefully start making some more fresh ideas. Till next time, guys. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. With the upload, man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.